Hello,
ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the Rokakaka podcast. I'm your host, Michael, and here's my worst half, my British half, Harvey. How are you doing today, my friend?
This chapter was good. I'm doing good.
Life is just good, man.
Life is good. JoJolion is actually moving places.
JoJo Fridays are back.
Yeah, Part 5 is back, so we can finally have JoJo 5. You know how weird it is to wake up on a Friday and be like, holy shit, a JoJo Friday.
I know, I for the past 3 episodes, it's like, it's JoJo Friday. It's like, it's great.
Yeah, like, I wake up and in the middle of my day just playing video games, and I'm just like, I look at the day, I'm like, holy shit, it's a JoJo Friday, I forgot.
It feels so good, and like, how many episodes is Part 5 gonna have? Like 39?
39.
Okay.
39 episodes.
So about the same length as Part 4.
Same length as Part 4, but it looks better. Wow.
Yeah, but well, I think that's mostly because of the longer hiatus time that we've had between Part 4 and 5, which honestly, I'm perfectly fine with, because just in the first 3 episodes, I haven't watched the third one, by the way, the animation is awesome. It looks great.
The animation in the third episode, it's not, the animation isn't bad. However, the thing about Part 5, what I've noticing is that the animation, especially in the third episode, isn't that good. However, the presentation is a lot better. Due to the presentation being a lot more stylized and in your face, you can still have to really focus on the bad animation, because the animation is presented in such a way where you will enjoy it.
And the OP fighting gold is a fucking bop, and then the ending song,
freaking you.
Every time I close my eyes, I just wake up feeling so horny, dude.
What?
It's a reference to the song, goddamn.
Sorry. Oh yeah, every time I close my eyes. Oh yeah, okay. Yeah, whenever I watched the most recent episode today. I know this is the biggest tangent on our JoJolion podcast.
Right.
But it's JoJo, so it's fine. And when freaking you was playing, my brother just fucking was like, ugh. Why?
Gangster's Paradise was too predictable, man.
And Damn It Feels Good to Be a Gangster is too memeable, so it would never happen.
I still think Damn It Feels Good to Be a Gangster would have been a great choice, but what are you gonna do? I think it'd be awesome if they did change it for like the second half of Part 5. But anyways, this is JoJolion, right? Part 8, fucking, what's it called again? JoJolion?
JoJolion, more like not Part 7. Am I right, fellas? When it comes to the chapter today, though, JoJolion yet again got the chapter cover, and the chapter cover is pretty dope. Doggy style is blue.
It's blue. That's one thing.
Soft and wet is lime green, and Yasuho is further behind Josuke and plan to praise her because she's not as important.
At least now no, she is in this chapter, specifically.
Yes. Okay, if I have to give this chapter one thing, is Yasuho, because I remember when, the first chapter, a couple chapters, like 2 chapters ago, it's like Yasuho gets knocked down.
Immediately
there's like, oh, wow, Yasuho does something, and then she immediately gets
kidnapped.
Kidnapped. It's like, wow, what a useful character Yasuho is.
Mm-hmm.
Man, how useful. But like now Yasuho is actually she isn't in this chapter. She isn't much useful. She's just
Mitsuba's more useful.
Yeah, Mitsuba. Her stand. From the looks of it,
Awaking 3 leaves, right?
Yeah. When I was reading it, I was like, holy shit, is the stand gonna be called Roundabout? I was praying. I was praying that it was Roundabout.
That would have been actually awesome.
I was reading it on the bus when you messaged me. It's like, oh, the new chapter's dope. I'm like, oh, then I'll read it on my 3G, and I want to read it right now. So I read it. I was like, whoa, yo, this stand is cool. It's a roundabout. And then it was like, oh, 3 leaves. I'm like, oh man, that's probably a song. I don't want to look it up. I still haven't looked it up.
I still don't know what the band who made that song is. Who knows?
I was praying roundabout. I still want if part 8 is the final part, I want the main villain, as in like the final fight, I want their stand to be Roundabout,
or at least the final arc to be called Roundabout.
I want it to be Roundabout, just because then if it does get animated, they could play Roundabout in the anime.
Yeah, the return of Roundabout.
And then it would really be a Roundabout.
Because then you'd go back to part 1 and it has Roundabout, and then part 8 has Roundabout. It's like a circle.
Yeah, but then again, I also say I think part 7 should also have Roundabout.
I feel like it should have a song that's by the same people who made Last Train Home.
Yo, what if it's a mashup between Roundabout and Last Train Home?
How would that?
They get all the mashup artists of the internet. It's like, yo, fellas, we need a mashup.
We got Roundabout.
That would never happen. But you don't know. People have been able to mash up songs very unlikely. But anyway, I find Yu's character very interesting. I really find the fact that he never fails anything.
I know. I really like his little catchphrase where it's like, "Mi uwu Tomoki never fails or never loses" or something like that. That's like so JoJo for some reason to me.
Like I was reading it. It's like, yeah, I actually love this guy.
I know.
At first, I was just like, I really find the fact that like he has never lost anything in his entire life. It is like a very JoJo thing. Like it is like it's trying to. I'm not saying that JoJolion hasn't been JoJo at all, but it's nice to have just like a classical, like JoJo-esque type antagonist for the
like
chapter,
something you'd see in like part 4 or part 3.
Yeah, it's just like, I really do find his character like very interesting. I mean,
I'm interested to see what his stand will be called.
Speaking about stands, I was gonna say Holly. No, Mitsuba's stand. I don't think she traded away her baby, because just either she's very naturally gifted with her stand, where like she immediately got it and it's like, I know what to do. I have 200 IQ now, and I know what my stand does. But like, I feel like she's had this stand for a while.
It seems like she has, because she knows what to do with it, and she doesn't seem like, what is this thing? So she must have had it for like, I don't know, a good couple of months, maybe a year, and she just never told Jobin.
But like, I was just like, it's like, oh, okay, so the baby, I still feel like the baby was the one who got traded away for something. I don't know what the something was, though.
Like, maybe, like, her perfect health? Like, she complained about, like, her losing her hair and, like, her boobs not being the right size or whatever.
Then again, if she did have a miscarriage, if they had another child, they'd probably go to the same guy. So
it's true.
You know, it could, if you is really in it all for money, then obviously, like, it's just like, oh, yeah, baby dead. Oh well, more money for me. I didn't fail. The fruit failed, I swear.
Right. And we find out that he has like a bunch of Rokakaka fruits in his room.
Yeah, so. in his room, and it's just like a bunch of.
I think what's actually interesting is that like his stand's ability, like, so he can make himself into tiny little pieces of rocks, into fragments of rocks, and he can go into places, but then also give people like a hard time to breathe. Or I don't really...
it's essentially like if his rocks give because they are entering like the bloodstream, or something along the lines of that, and they basically give you hives and an allergic reaction.
Okay.
Which probably would happen if tiny rocks started going inside your body.
In your bloodstream, yeah.
Yeah. But like, no, I'm very much. This might be what they were going for, but like, whenever I think I've always think of like sand people, like Sandman or Crocodile, where like they can just turn into sand and then they can just like come back and reform themselves. You know, I'm looking at the final page where it's like, you, Tomoki, never fails, and for some reason my mind's like, you! Woo! Soulja never fail.
Dude, what if his stand is called Soulja? Not Soulja Boy, just Soulja.
Soulja. No, I feel like if we were to have someone called Soulja Boy, it would be two characters. A character called
Soulja and then Boy.
And no, Soulja and the Boy.
Superman.
Superman.
That'd be if Araki ever references Soulja Boy, I quit JoJo. That would be the fucking funniest but also worst thing ever.
My stand name is
Crank That Whip.
My stand is a whip and name it.
What did Josuke and Mamazuku do in this chapter again?
They were mainly just eye candy for Yasuho to look at, and then to be like, when she was going to say Josuke's name, I just read it as Joshim, and my mind didn't make the connection that she was cut off. So I was like, whoa, why is Joshu here? What now?
He's the cause of all of this. No, you seem to be shipping Yasuo and Joshu. You got something up there, Harvey?
No. I ship Joshu with himself because he needs some life lessons.
He needs some love.
He needs a life lesson. We need more Joshu. We should just get.
He'll come back in a couple chapters.
Yeah, and just like how all the other unimportant JoJolion characters will come back in
they're not
other chapters.
Unimportant. They're
not unimportant. They're just not needed right now.
I mean, yeah, that's kind of it. Kind of.
I mean, the thing is, Part A is very much based on Part 4. And Part 4 did also have a lot of filler characters.
Like, Mikitaka, Tonyo.
But the thing is, though, with those characters were eventually did come back for either brief cameos or plan and stuff. Like, the lock guy, he came back during Rohan's arc. Because he needed to make sure Josuke wasn't cheating. The surface guy, who was very tall and muscular, and then became
really
Koichi.
small. Yeah.
He wasn't important, but he was seen during the let's go visit Rohan arc.
Right.
And
a lot of characters in Part 8 don't seem to do that. At most, they appear in the background.
Because the problem is Josuke Part 8 is very different from Josuke Part 4. Part 4 Josuke is like, he's a very sociable guy. Like, he can, he might punch you in the face if you make fun of his hair. However, he's nice and chill.
He's a sweetheart. He has a golden heart.
Josuke Part 8 is very much he is stuck to one goal, and even if he dislikes you, eventually you'll just like him.
Right.
And the thing is, most of the random nobodies in Part 8 probably don't care for what Josuke is going through.
Mm-hmm.
Or at least the people we have seen, they just aren't important anymore. I mean, for any of the stand users Josuke has for who are alive,
right?
Which the only ones I can think of would be the guy who had a grudge on Yoshikage Kira.
What was Sojiro? What was it? Yeah, Sojiro. Yeah. Oh no, wait. I'm thinking of Persona 5. What the fuck?
Sojiro. I'm looking at the page where they're screaming. It's like Josuke, and it's cut off. And I'm just looking at this one guy who has these sunglasses and he's just like, sup, dude.
I know. I was thinking of what was her name from Part 4? The baby.
Just something invisible baby girl.
Invisible baby girl, yeah.
That's her new name.
Boom.
Yeah. Man, she's so insignificant. We never even get to see her. No, we do get to see her.
We get to see her a couple times, and she even does a little with JoJo pose. It's actually adorable.
Oh yeah.
And then aside from that, what else happened in this chapter?
Well, we got an explanation on what Mitsuba's stand is, which is very interesting. The fact that she can essentially just pull things away from her.
It's a very Part 7 stand, I feel.
Could Mitsuba theoretically do my polygon's name? And it's not Midas. biblical guy who was able to part the waves.
Noah Ark?
No, it isn't Noah. It was
someone.
You know what I'm talking about.
No,
though.
I know who you're talking about. Yeah.
Like, could Mitsuba theoretically do that, and then just it's like, okay, I ran away now just to drown everyone who's chasing
Well, she
me.
needs to use all three of her arrows. So I don't see.
You could use the left arrow to push the Ashley, yeah. Unless, I mean, it really depends. I mean, you could maybe part the waves.
I don't know. Parting the waves.
I like the fact though that the arrow aesthetic, the ones which are somewhat like on her arms are part of a stand.
Right. Yeah, I noticed that. Like it's kind of like slid off her arms. I like that.
You know when during the end of the chapter where the Tamaki is rebuilding himself.
Yeah.
I saw that and I was like, holy shit, is that the baby? When I just saw the first, like, the tiny hands, I was like, the baby.
The baby.
The baby's back. The baby.
From Metroid Other M.
Yeah, I was like, oh, if you get what I'm referencing, thumbs up.
The baby.
But it's nice to see, like, more, like, characters using their stands. Even though in this chapter, Yasuho is still useless.
She's not, yeah. But, like, it's also nice.
She's not really useless, actually. No, like, she is.
No, but it's also, like, nice to see a JoJolion arc that, like, Josuke's obviously the main JoJo, but it's nice to see an arc that doesn't evolve or revolve around him, like a fight that doesn't revolve around him. It's been a while since we've had that.
Yeah, I do like whenever we get a chapter where it's not focused on Josuke, but the problem is Yasuho she's not undeveloped. She definitely has development, but like I don't care for Yasuho. Like I only care for Josuke and Plantipraiser.
And then the family.
Like, Yasuho, Yasuho's really only there, like she's just Josuke's like love interest. Eventually, she will be the one who like probably marries Josuke unless.
And then the next JoJo comes along because of their marriage.
Yeah, but like, it's just Yasuho's character. It's like she's not a bad character. It's just like, I mean, I like her backstory. She has like a drunk mother. You know, she's a very like likable character. She's not like unlikable, but it's just like her stand is just whatever Araki feels like will get him out of
like first it can tell him where a person is. It's like a human GPS, and then it can see through people's like faces and see their bones and stuff like that.
Yeah, and it's just like Paisley Parker's event has essentially just become like Gold Experience.
Or
Gold
Experience. White Snake.
No, Gold Experience. If I like Gold Experience did somewhat have a tiny bit of okay, so he can do this, but not to the extent of Paisley Park.
Like Gold Experience, when Part 5 first started out, he had like 3 abilities where it's like, oh, he bounces back or like opponent's attack. The second one was, oh, if he punches you, you think you're stronger and faster than you actually are. And then his like final one is healing. Yeah,
like Araki was like, I need a healer for the path. Like I just want consistency.
I know.
I mean, it's just like Part 8. I feel like the main thing Part 8 is missing is consistency. Like Paisley Park isn't consistent. Soft and Wet is too overpowered.
But is underused.
Plunder you could literally do anything with Plunder. You could you could stop someone from seeing. You could probably maybe plunder someone's nervous system so they can't move their body.
Right.
Or can Josuke steal things from himself?
I think so.
Could Josuke take out his pain receptors so then he can just carry on fighting?
Usually with JoJo stands, minus stuff like Stone Free or I don't know, Gold Experience, like none of the main JoJo stands can affect themselves. They can only affect other people.
Heaven's Door can affect themselves, can they not?
Well, no, I'm talking about like main JoJos. Aside from that, really good chapter.
Yeah, really good. Tamaki is a very interesting character. Too bad after he gets defeated in this arc, we're never going to see him again.
Yeah, but what are you going to do? Now, I mentioned something last month that is kind of crucial, and that this, as of right now, is the last episode of the Rokakaka podcast. And I guess I'll just go off on a tangent and start explaining why. It's mostly just because I just kind of put too much pressure onto myself. It's kind of just a problem that I've always kind of had with projects. Really any project where I always put the most pressure on myself. I focus on it. Like, the Rokakaka podcast, I take it way more seriously than I should. Like, it's just a silly podcast I do with a really good friend of mine. I'm not like making a podcast for a 1 million subscriber YouTube channel. It's just a hobby. And plus, school's getting in the way because I'm a junior in high school and I have PSATs coming up, and then after that SATs coming up, and then I have to decide what school I'm going to go to in college, and it's this whole ordeal. And
Lo, imagine being American.
Yeah, imagine not being a terrible British person. Anyway, but that's really it. That's really it. It's mostly just because I feel like I put too much pressure on myself when I shouldn't be, honestly. And it's mostly just because of school and also kind of laziness. But that's really it. Maybe one day, maybe during the summer, we can do like an episode where we like catch up on all the chapters we haven't read or something like that.
JoJolion ends like next month. Shit, Harvey.
Shit.
We need. Look. I know we said we quit, but come on, it's the last chapter. Come on.
But that's about it for now. It's the end. We're done. So, for the last time, Harvey, for now, would you like to plug yourself?
I have a Twitter. I retweet shitty anime girls, and sometimes I tweet about my problems, or just retweet things which piss me off. I'm planning. This is a giant project. This video won't probably come anytime soon, but I'm planning on making a video on my YouTube channel. So I'll show that my YouTube channel where the video I'm currently making on the scripting phase.
Mm-hmm.
I'll show that. I'll show my Twitch when I occasionally decide to scapegoat or no, go and bandwagon whatever my brother is streaming because I'm creatively bankrupt and have no ideas.
Right.
For the final time, I'll plug my brother's My Hero podcast, where he he's currently on a break, somewhat break. Like instead of a chapter per week, it's a chapter like every 2 or 3 weeks, due to college and due to it just being fights, and you can't really talk much about fights.
Right, and so like week. See, it like affects everyone. School is terrible, basically.
Yeah, guys, just don't go to school, kids.
Yeah, just quit school, man.
Just become a video maker and get your own Patreon.com and just show yourself. Actually, don't do that. Stay in school, kids.
It'll get you a job. And if I have anything to show, my Twitter @MikeDropkin. You already know, DRABKIN. So, I guess this is the last time. So, I'm looking forward to just reading these chapters normally again without having to think of like scheduling a podcast episode and stuff like that.
Instead of reading it and then having to activate your 200 IQ mode.
Yeah.
Like, okay, what intellectual thing can I say about this chapter? And you like your brain, Jimmy Neutron brain.
Brain blast. Brain blast. I guess
it was fun.
Yeah, it was fun. It was fun for the time it lasted, but now I'm just gonna make videos of whatever I want, whenever I want. So we'll see you guys, or I guess, yeah, both of us, we'll see you guys around on whatever video posting website is available right now. and we'll continue reading JoJo, and that's about it. Goodbye, everyone.